Reading all the cheating stories on here, I have to say, gets me kind of depressed and somewhat paranoid. I mean, I think I'm a good husband. I take my wife's happiness very seriously, but reading some of these stories I don't think is healthy for me. It's led me to really think about the actual reasons why it happens. If you are a wife that cheated on your husband, could you be so kind as to explain what led to this? Please understand that I don't automatically think someone is a terrible person just because they cheat. You can be a good person even though you did a terrible thing. Life is complicated. My mom had an affair that led to my parents' divorce. We had a strained relationship for a number of years, but have mostly repaired it in the last several years. I still love her, regardless of her heinous actions. I'm curious, was it emotional connection, physical intimacy, the excitement? Did your husband treat you badly? Are you still with your husband? Is your relationship repaired or strained? Did you still love him while you were cheating? I believe you can love someone deeply and still betray them.
You have rights and control on your own actions only and not on the outcome. Be a good, ethical man who could look even into the eyes of any person and hold his head high. Be caring, responsible, ethical, and affectionate. Why? Not to stop your wife from cheating, but because that's the way a person should be. That's it. I don't guarantee it. But if you are a person like that, your spouse will reciprocate and be loyal to you. And if they aren't, thank your stars that they were a broken specimen and showed you they didn't deserve you.
Thank you. I believe that I am that man, although not without my own flaws. I should clarify, I can't imagine my wife cheating on me, and it's not something I really worry about day to day. But when reading some of these stories, you can't help but put yourself in the betrayed spouse's situation and feel a tiny fraction of the emotions they must feel. I don't think I could leave my wife if she had an affair or a one-time thing. I also think I would be more hurt if she had an emotional affair than a one-night stand. I don't know. It would be devastating. I don't think I could break up my family, though.
I got married way too young, and he was horrible, and I just felt so trapped by the situation. My husband was horrible in the following ways. He didn't seem to like me. He didn't share my humor, said I wasn't funny, didn't want to continue dating after we had kids, told me to grow up and stop being childish because I still wanted to be young and have fun and date and dance. He generally preferred my mouth to my vag. He treated me like a fun doll. I begged for attention, and he ignored my pleas. I met a guy who love bombed the shit out of me. He was my exit pass. It was a terrible relationship, but it was better than being ignored and spoken down to. I'm now 10 years married to my forever husband. My ex has had another child with another woman who left him shortly after the child was born. I'm pretty sure he was the problem. Cheating shouldn't have been my go-to, but it was the only way I could be sure he wouldn't keep trying to force me to make things work.
The best thing you can do if you're worried about your spouse cheating is to stay off this subreddit. The negativity, ill-informed speculation about other people's lives and situations, and spewing of hateful speech back and forth along gender lines makes me fearful for the future of our society. There is the occasional happy story, but those are vastly outnumbered by the posts saying stuff like, "My spouse cheated on me while I was having major emergency surgery on my birthday, removed me from our joint bank account, hasn't had a job in 7 years, and is drunk every night. What should I do?" My favorite posts are the ones where a husband says, "My wife has been distant lately," and then describes what he sees going on. The comments on these are always the most fun, even if they are predictable. The men comment, "Oh, she's definitely cheating on you with 374 different men, and has been for years. She's been lying to you from the start, and is only using you for your money, bro. Get paternity testing for all your kids because they aren't really yours." And the women come in and say, you're obviously leaving out important details. Everyone can see that you're a terrible and abusive husband who never does anything to help your wife or make her feel loved. So even if she is cheating and lying to you, it's entirely your fault. If you were a better man, she wouldn't feel the need. Stop trying to control her, you misogynistic pig. All that is to say that being in this subreddit is most likely going to make your anxiety about this much worse. Find another way to deal with it. Therapy might be a good option, definitely for yourself and perhaps as a couple too. Better to do that before things blow up. Couples therapy doesn't have to wait until someone cheats or you're on the brink of divorce.
You pretty much nailed it on the typical responses on this subreddit. It's not healthy. I'm going to quit or substantially cut back. It just sucks you in sometimes in the same way that you keep pressing on a bruise or picking a scab. I really enjoy the happy stories, though.
I wouldn't say I was close, but I would say I had opportunities. When our marriage hit rough patches, those opportunities were more attractive, but I always remembered what I had at home and never wanted to destroy my life. Marriage for me is choosing that person every single day. Even through the rough days, I have an amazing husband who isn't without his flaws. But he is honest, kind, hardworking, respectful, affectionate, and protective of those he loves. And he always, always, always puts his family first, always. Teamwork is everything, as is understanding that temporarily when one person isn't capable of putting in 100%, the other has to overcompensate, and vice versa. You also need to see your relationship as the most important partnership in your life, if you have children. Those days, nights when they are draining the life out of you, and the house needs cleaning, dinner needs cooking, bills need paying, car needs repairing, etc., etc. Your relationship has to be what you fall back on for respite. Both of you need to make yourselves available for that. You are the foundation of your life, and you are on the roller coaster together, side by side and not on a different carriage. Communicate, understand each other's love languages, keep intimacy going. Keep feeding your connection by being young and dumb and in love even when you are 85 years old. If you can keep this up, you will inadvertently remind her of how lucky she is to have you and no one else.
Very well put. Every relationship goes through those rough patches. We sure have in our 17 years together. Choosing that person every single day.
I hardcore cheated. Here's my ugly truth. We'd been in a dead bedroom most of our near 10-year marriage, but went 3 full years without him touching me, and my sex drive was through the freaking roof. He refused counseling, doc visits, medications, everything, and just kept telling he had no sex drive. End of story. Would not discuss any solutions. I was tired of masturbating to porn and imaginary fantasies and crying feeling undesired when all I wanted was a real, living, breathing man to want me. I got the point where I was desperate to be touched. Then, in a casual convo with an ex, he offered himself, and every cell in my body said, yes. We talked it out, and both got out the ugly truth about our decisions, including why he refused me sex for years, and decided to rebuild and start over. We're healing from my infidelity 3 years later, and it's honestly been better than ever. We are more open, honest, and emotionally connected.
Thank you for your honesty. I may fall into the minority, but if one spouse is depriving the other of physical intimacy in the way you describe, that is itself breaking the marriage vows. People want to harp on the remain faithful part, but forget about the to have and to hold part. I'm not saying that it was a good thing for you to cheat Elle, but it sounds like some good came from it. I am happy for you both.
Thank you all for listening. Subscribe to the channel and write your wishes in the comments. And see you in the next video.